out there, Cyber Friends? This is Mitty Man coming back at you from Walker's Music. Again with another word for today. Today is I want to make a sort of a brief announcement. The Mitty Man himself will be releasing a traditional gospel CD in sometime in September. I'm shooting for September the 24th. But it's going to be a traditional singing, traditional hymns. I feel that we've lost something along the way, and I think we need to get back to the traditional and the originality of our spirituality. And right about now, I'm thinking of naming the project Mitty Man Sings the Hymns. That's the title I might give the project. Mitty Man Sings the Hymn. And I'm just letting everybody know that, that to look for it, to look for the project, and to support it. If you're able to support it, support it. I would like for everyone to have a copy of it. It's going to be anointed, no doubt. It's going to be anointed. And I hope it will touch and deliver souls and people to Christ. And like I said, they're going to be like mid-September, late September. But nevertheless, just keep an eye on it. And I'm going to let everybody know when it will be available, because I'm going to have it all over the net. And some more information be coming shortly about that. But I just felt moved, excuse me, to do that. I'm calling it Mitty Man Sings the Hymns. Like that good old Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound. Saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Yeah, if we need to get back to some of the basic people. But nevertheless, we're going to do the word for the day. And we're going to come from Paul's letter to the Galatians. And then we're going to start the 6th chapter. We got to move on, because you know that 10 minutes will go quick. 6 chapters beginning at the 1st verse. It says, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Christ. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth unto the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing. For in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of this holy word. We see here, people, that Paul was addressing the church of Galatia about sowing, reaping. Not only about sowing and reaping in the sense of what a lot of times people think that only means stuff that we do wrong, that we're gonna reap that. It'll come back up to you again. But it also means, people, that the good thing that you do, it shall come back to you all as well. And he tell us there, said, now, if a brethren, and I do mean a brethren, be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual. In other words, those of us who have overcome in that area, maybe we have dealt with that and we have overcome that area, we should restore that individual. We should restore them, and in the spirit of meekness, lest we also be tempted as well. And it's very hard. It's easy sometimes for us to get caught up in that. Sometimes we think that because we have won a few battles, we think we've won the war. But on the contrary, if you've overcome this, there's something else that you got to overcome. It's always a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending process. Until we all be changed, there's always going to be something that we have to deal with. So Paul was saying here, let us bear one another's burdens. And let us also, if someone's teach, he said, the one that teaches deserves your all in all. There's nothing you should have too good for someone that's instructing you and teaching you. It's saying here in this case, it's speaking of the word, but it's meaning not only in the word, it meaning in other areas. I mean, musicians, if someone instructing you how to cook or whatever it might be, you should not have anything too good for them, because they're the one instructing you. He just said it, made it real plain. He says, we therefore have opportunity. Let us be especially kind to all men, but especially the ones of the household of faith. In other words, we should be ready and willing and jumping to help those of the household of faith, people of God. Be willing to help them, because he's saying if you do this, you are going to reap good. Not only God was said, if you cast your bread upon the water, not in many days, bread will come back. But I'm here to tell you, people, not only will God send bread back to you, but he'll put butter on it. In other words, God makes it always better. The harvest is always greater than the seed time. You always reap more than you sow. So therefore, if we reap bountifully, if we sow bountifully, we will reap bountifully. But if we sow sparingly, well, of course, your harvest is gonna be sparingly also. But nevertheless, people, it's according to, and I must hurry on. We have a saying that it's according to whose hand it's in. He said, if we sow to our flesh, of our flesh we're going to reap corruption. But if we sow unto the Spirit, of the Spirit we shall what? Reap life everlasting. God's word, people, is spirit. God's word is spirit, and it's life, and it's health to your bone. We need to speak the word. We need to speak the word, and we need to hear the word over and over again until we get it. And we need to speak it until we get it. In other words, we will don't become weary in well doing, for in due season, Paul said, we shall reap if we faint not. And people, I know on these last couple of moments, and I know it's not easy, and sometimes we want to quit. I know I do. And we want to give up. But if we just hold on, and we can be certain of God's word. His word is not going to fail. We can count on God's word. Let us honor his word. If we honor God's word and let his word be final authority, we're going to see some benefit. Everything we do shall prosper. This is the Mighty Man coming at you from Walker's Music, saying peace. Goodbye. God bless.